Wat Sqilxw?
Why Sqilxw?
Wat Sqilxw is squeezed Qoyachen. Sweet squeezed.
Sqilxw or Trenton Minosa Gabriel.
Skinas puus apna tas Sqilxw.
Kin limped. I'm happy today.
Chech tis Sqilxw apna.
Super hot day today.
Oh, no.
38, I believe.
Tsakhailin cha kin chech.
Neil.
Stjudgulch. Stimmicky is A's dan Qailuchen.
As.
I doubt it.
So today I guess we're gonna try to talk about a little preview about what it means to be indigenous, what it means to be Okanagan. Sqilxw.
What it means to be Sqilxw. Sqilxw. Sukana Qainach. Talking about, I guess, where we're at in the world. Could be different if you're Inuit.
Yeah,
Could
totally.
be different if you're on the coast. But what it means around here, we call ourselves Sqilxw. Sukana Qainach. Sqilxw. You hear anymore?
No, that's Okanagan.
Our neighbors call us Chwamuch.
Sqilxw.
You've heard that word?
Lut.
Is Chwaen. Chwaen. Hachimi still Chwaen.
Or like smoked. Or no, the salmon people.
We're the salmon people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went and tried catching some the other day, innit? Eek 'em.
Yeah, is it in TTE? Big Chinook salmon. As soon as I hooked him, he took off. Boom.
Even that right there can kind of tell you about our style. I heard there's some Sqilxw that don't even like to eat salmon. You know, they grew up on buffalo. They quisp. You know, quisp. Atsils chilchi Sqilxw. They don't even eat fish like we do. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I guess traditionally our people, they really relied on the salmon run. We still do. But of course, back then when you couldn't go to a grocery store or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess we can jump right into the 4 food chiefs, going that direction. It's interesting because in Okanagan, we call Okanagan a Sukanaken. There's the 4 food chiefs, so the Sqilxw, the black bear, and Titiich, the king salmon. I wonder if it's sockeye or king salmon. I heard both, huh?
Both?
We'll just say salmon for the purpose of this television broadcast, this podcast video. This is our first one. It's pretty exciting, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And what's the other one?
Sqilxw, sir, bitterroot. And last but not least, Sia.
Sia, yeah. They always say Sia last because she's like the youngest girl. She's a young girl, I guess. Sqilxw is the elder. And Titiich is a young man. Sqilxw is the female, nurturing. Yeah, so that's our 4 food. Also has teachings behind the Anaukanawich, which is similar to what the Crees would be talking about, the medicine wheel. We have our Anaukanawich.
You want to elaborate a little more on the Anaukanawich?
Anaukanawich, we hear Anaukanawich. The way I was explaining is, say if you had a whoops. If there was like a drop, like what do you call it? A drip. And there's a towel. It slowly absorbs the liquid, right? That's the naukan. And when we do it together, it's like taking little droplets of our Sqilxw, and we're going to come up with an idea that works for me and you. Because every human has a different perspective. We break up each person into 4 different groups. If you have a traditional mindset, you're coming from Sqilxw. If you're an innovator, if you're like to create new things, new ideas, then you're Sia, which is the polar opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And Ntitich, you're an action. Action, just get her done. Sqilxw, that's nurturing. And each human can kind of fit. Which one do you see yourself in?
That's a great
I
question.
think, like they even say colors. Some people do choices and they do colors.
Yeah, I've
This
heard
is
of that.
similar to that too. It's a medicine wheel, it's
What would you think
colors.
I am?
You are a very much, you are a Sqilxw.
Mm.
Skim freaking Geest. Okay. I think Sqilxw is a good place to come from because it's me might. It's obvious, right? You can have it can be secure in Sqilxw. But I think I can see you that you care about people. So you speak them. You're a little bit of everything.
Mm. Which is,
But
yeah.
you would have to choose which one you would want to go into, I think. Because then you could dive into to one aspect of your life and work on that. The idea is to be a balance.
Balance, yeah.
Yeah. But typically we show off more characteristics than the other. Yeah. I'm not even sure what I would go. I always go Sqilxw whenever they ask me though, just because I listen to the elders and stuff. I like that stuff, tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I go for that. But I'm also very
I
innovative
was gonna
too.
say that, and then you're also doing a lot of things, action.
I guess
You know,
so.
you're right
I
in the
get my
community.
fix.
You're acting. You're performing. You're spreading the culture through our dances and storytelling. And
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, doing what we can. Get a good shot of my Sissi over there flexing. Look, he's sweet That's sweet Sissi. So in our Okanagan, Sissi is uncle. Now, uncle on my mom's side, they're all French Canadian. So that's my French Canadian uncle dressed as a Sqilxw. That's my little joke. That's my Sissi. Yeah, because my Smith, on my dad's side, they're all Sqilxw. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm a half. What do they call it? A half breed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
best
Bugs Bunny.
best
That's
of
what he
both
said.
worlds. One little, two little. Thing. You
Gee,
remember that cartoon?
yes.
We were just talking about that. It's crazy. So I guess that's a good place to start from. Is unique to us is our food chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because if you go somewhere else, they don't have Speaklam. They may not have Speaklam.
Yeah, not a lot of places do, I
Yeah,
think,
I was
in
down
the
here,
area.
Oregon. I went to Pendleton at their museum, their beautiful museum. They have Speaklam down there.
Oh, okay.
They fish for salmon, so their culture, I would say, is similar to us.
Mm-hmm.
But if you went all the way to California, I wonder where the cutoff is for Speaklam. That'd be interesting to look into.
Definitely.
Yeah, because that's kind of who we are. We're Speaklam people or Ntitich people. Yeah.
Um, One of the things that I was taught by a professor of mine in the past when I was doing Indig studies, we talked a lot about the question of right versus responsibility. So, a lot of indigenous people will go right away and say, that's my right. That's my right to be on that land. That's my right to fish. That's my right to hunt. That's my right to gather those berries, dig those roots. Whereas looking at it through the lens of, no, actually, that's my responsibility. That's our responsibility to be stewards of the land, to take care of this land, to do these our cultural practices. It's not just our right.
Yeah.
We're not just, yeah. You
It's
know what I
not
mean?
like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's my right. But then you don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, you got to go out there.
That's your responsibility to do that.
If you do it, you think if you're out on the land and you see anything that's messing up your salmon run, you could say something about it. You could stand up and speak for the fish.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just staying at home and say that's all my fish and you don't see them put it down and you don't do anything about it, it's not really you're not using your rights. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
People just trying to say it and use it as like a,
Yeah, as a
mm,
card.
yeah,
It's my
exactly, a
right.
card. Whereas, it's way more, there's way more to it. You gotta own it.
For
You have to
sure.
take responsibility for these things in order for them to, to keep being like that, to keep these traditions. And
Yeah, and it just takes small steps. It's not like you flip a switch and all of a sudden you're the perfect Sqilxw specimen. Like, I know for me, it's the first time I went dig Sqilxw, I didn't even know what it looked like. I was just
Mhm,
walking on it and walking by it because there's different levels, right? When you first grows, it's green
mhm.
and then it turns to a pink flower.
Yeah, well, and then in between that, it's like a red vine that comes out before it flowers.
Yeah. So like I looked at it, I was looking for the pink flowers and I was like, where is it? Where is it? It's none here. Then an elder came in and then I said, "I can't find it." And he said, "You're standing on look, it's everywhere." And yeah, it was at a spot where there was lots of speedlum. So it's like, but that was, my first steps in getting into harvesting and stuff like that. Cause I
Mhm.
dove in head first when it coming to learning about indigenous stuff, Sqilxw stuff, like language, singing, powwow, harvesting, hunting. And, I didn't get my first deer until I was like 26.
No doubt.
Yeah. I would go hunting, but my dad would just like stick me in the little the not the king cab, but the little
The
cabs,
little side seats.
the little side seats.
Yeah.
You experienced that
Oh,
too?
yeah.
To all you kids, people who don't know, before they had comfortable Ford F-150s with these lounge chairs in the back, us young people had to sit like this, and literally you'd lose sensation in your body. It'd be so painful.
Yeah.
You'd get numb. And I remember being so uncomfortable. I said, "Dad, put me in the bed of the truck."
Yeah.
And all I had is a little denim jacket, and I'd sit back there, almost freeze to death.
Mhm.
Then I'd get so cold where I was like, hypothermia is gonna kick in. All right, I'll sit in the cab for a while, and I would just go back and forth. And then there was no intention of me even shooting either, right? I was just a kid
Mhm.
tagging along. And I was like, well, when am I ever going to get to pull the trigger and stuff like that? So I kind of got a bad taste in my mouth as a kid hunting. So when I got to teenagers, I didn't have anybody showing me anything. So I just
Mhm.
didn't do it. Wasn't until I sobered up, put away the bottle, and I started having kids and stuff. And I'm like, well, who am I? As a Sqilxw, we got to hunt, right? You got to provide food for your family. So then I started hunting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got my first book when I was 13. My family was always really big into it, and they'd always take me. Similar experiences in the back of the truck, freezing in the backpack as well. But yeah, they would take me all the time, but then they were too impatient to show me how to gut or do any of these things. So it was just like, okay, even when I did shoot it, boom, my uncle or my dad or my grandpa would go and like
Go
push
do
me to
it.
the side pretty
Yeah.
much. Here,
Yeah.
hold the leg, and they start gutting it because they want to get in and out of there, and they don't have patience to teach.
Yeah.
And
Maybe they wanna shoot another one then and hurry up, get this one gutted and keep going and
yeah.
maybe find another one down the road. Same, like, yeah, I guess the Sqilxw, idea of learning is to watch, pay attention. And you think of when you were a kid and they would hunt every day, you probably could learn that way because 'cause you're seeing it. You're going with them every day, every
Hmm.
day, every day, every day. But for me, it was like once or twice a year. And even that, maybe once a year, and then so, I don't know about you, I need more than that to learn how
Yeah,
to do
me too.
something.
Definitely. My the way I envisioned it was me doing it with my knife and them kind of guiding me or letting me try it. And then if they see me doing something wrong, maybe being like, hey, can you
Yeah,
do it like this or don't cut into that part?
yeah.
But that never happened. So I don't know, maybe, but you said that's kind of the way it was, the Skyloch way.
Yeah, I did it different with my son. I took him hunting with me all the time, and he started off when he was just a little guy, and he would just carry a stick. "Don't point the stick at me. Don't watch out, don't step on the tsatsaka. Lutaks kalwitam, misin klachchin, miatlin klachchin." It's too loud, you know?
Yeah, that's how I was taught when I was like 5.
Yeah. And then, showing my son slow, this is we cut here and this is why. And for me, it was trial and error for a few years. Then finally, I started taking my dad, right? When I had my own truck, and I'm not sitting in the back. He can sit shotgun.
Yeah.
And then he started showing me stuff. And not only him, young guys, I'm like, teaching me. I like show me.
Yeah.
I'm an open book. I don't want to learn how to do this easiest and being just humble to learn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm pretty confident, but then it's like, I don't hunt all year and then fall time. And sometimes like the first deer I get, I'll scratch my head again and be like, okay, how's this go again? But I'll figure it out. And if
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep hunting, if I get like maybe 2 or 3 deer, by the second or third deer, I'm just like, it's kind of because you practice, you use it, right? The
Yeah.
more you use it. Whereas a long time ago, they'd be hunting all the time, every day, all day. That was our job.
Mhm.
Yeah. What were we talking about, anyways?
What does it mean to be Sqilxw?
For lots of people, it's to learn how to hunt.
Yeah, that's part of it, definitely.
And for me, it was the whole thing, the whole enchiladas, the whole Indian tacos.
All the like, yeah, the language,
The
the
language.
harvesting, the
Mhm.
hunting, the fishing.
And learning about four food chiefs, learning about all that stuff. It's interesting in Thompson, I learned their four food chiefs are similar to ours, except for they don't use a Sqilxw. They use a Pualcan.
Oh, they use deer, buck?
Yeah. And they harvest bears. They shoot them more often than not.
Mm.
Whereas here, that's our chief, but we don't harvest them, I
Yeah, I've
find.
I've heard where, like, there's that special occasions where they're requested to be hunted,
Yeah.
and that we're only supposed to take them when it's, like, the last thing available to take,
The
like, if
last resort.
yeah, that's one of the things I've heard anyway.
Yeah, I've heard you got to sing a song.
Mhm, oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about that
We did a
before.
podcast on that.
We did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mist is what they call that ceremony.
Mist.
Mist, yeah. So I guess before I decided to become what I call a born again savage. Have you ever heard that term? Because they have born again Christians.
Okay, yeah.
You become a born again savage. It's like uh, just wanting to learn everything about your indigenous heritage.
Mhm.
So I was like 26 when I went to treatment and became a born again sav. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think I've done similar around like, I think I was 28 when I
Diving
started
into it.
diving into the drumming and our songs and just learning more about the culture because, I grew up proud of my culture. I just didn't practice it really. Like
Well, if you don't
I
see
didn't
it,
know it. My
yeah.
my whole my whole like dad side of the family, there's maybe one person, my auntie, who practices the culture regularly. The rest, it's like very few and far in between. And then my mom's side is Cree, northern Alberta, so I don't learn that. I don't have any access to that side.
Just because you didn't grow up there.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But now it's like now I want to be a born again savage.
Yeah. Born again Sqilxw, born again Sqilxw, born again savage. That's cool because what I find, it's like there'll be no end to it because, on the spiritual side, you can always go deeper. And then language, learning in the Sqilxw, it's like you'll never get to the end. You always keep learning, right? So it's not like
Hmm.
something where, oh, I perfected it and now I don't have to worry. I'm like, no, you can spend your whole lifetime being a Sqilxw
Hmm.
and still have more to learn. Harvesting, there's always different ways of hunting, fishing, and utilizing the language while doing that, thinking like that in a Sqilxw way. It's just like it's a blueprint, I guess, for a healthy life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. The
It's hard
red
though.
road.
We do live in two worlds, kind of though. With our go to job, gotta go to work. So that's the balance of trying to figure out how to make money and be a Sqilxw at the same time.
So, yeah, so true.
Yeah. I mean, it could be Sqilxw all day, but in your spu'us. But by gollies, a long time ago, it was a lot different a way of life. And how would our ancestors navigated today? They probably doing what we're doing, trying to hang on to the language, use it. Also, um, using modern stuff. It's nice to have a truck. Go up to the top of the mountain, get some huckleberries,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So for me, what do you think? What does it mean for you to be Sqilxw? Like deep down.
It's kind of back to the responsibility like I brought up. I just feel like being Sqilxw could be being a responsible person in terms of like you are making an active effort throughout your everyday life to practice the language, to maybe smudge, do something spiritual, do something physical, culturally or language wise. Um, touch on all those things. Just try to do those, at least one of those things a day in your daily life.
Bring them into your life. Bring
Yeah,
them
and
into your
see,
everyday.
try to intertwine them more and more every opportunity you get. Um, and honestly, it'll just be more rewarding as you go, I find.
Heck yeah. When I look at that word Sqilxw, it has that pace, the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And our elders, long time, our ancestors, and Chaitit, our ancestors, Chaitit came first. They go up on the mountain and vision quest and fast, and they get a dream. And for me, like I think of dream, and I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff about gurus and whatever you think you create, right? So a long time ago that they really want to create the individual to be a strong individual. He is Qais. Whatever you think, you can kind of create. So we're the living dream. Whereas the Tamil, they know what they're gonna do, right? They're born hot. He's gonna walk like a hot and talk like a hot and but for Sqilxw, there's so many avenues,
Mm-hmm.
things we could do. Today I could shave my head into a mohawk. I'll be a punk rocker, or I can I could be a gangster, or all these things, right? And but then it's whatever you put your mind to. So for me, thinking of that word Sqilxw and what that means, it's like whatever you dream, whatever you think, you become. Whatever you want, you become. And so to like what you said, practice your Sqilxw, your indigenous ways,
Mm-hmm.
and to learn about it the best of your ability and to put that as important to your life. That's kind of like being Sqilxw because our elders, they say lutax ni sweet, don't fall in with
Yeah.
others. Don't try to fit in to be like everyone else. But for me, like I'm half, right? So it's like, but I think I grew up here on this side. My mom's Quebecois. I don't even speak French. I wish I did, but I don't. But to learn as much as I can about Sqilxw stuff connects you to the land, connects you to the animals, the plants. It's rooted in that like you said, that respect for the land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when I go out in the land and it's thinking like that, you really get connected to it too, and harvest your fish and your salmon. And a lot of people throw them in the garbage. We don't. We put them back in the water.
Yeah.
And I always try to teach that. Be respectful and even don't even try to let things hit the ground. And no one's perfect, but you just ha'anti e temhula ha'ant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect the land.
Kiwa. I think that creates someone who's got good manners, huh? Wow.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think that's a good way to start. Maybe that's kind of like our personal idea of what being a Sqilxw is. I know I probably missed stuff.
Yeah.
We're always
You
going to
never,
miss stuff.
yeah.
But, and we're going to ask other people these questions, and it'll be interesting what they say. Um, and that's kind of where we're going to kick off our video podcast.
Kiwa.
I got a burp.
Lim Lim for joining us for our
I'm not-
first ever video podcast with Sqilxw. Here we are signing off. Keep it deadly.
What? Minuis at the weekend chin. That's not bad. Be curious to see what we look like though.
I know, me too.
You got a freaking like a cold sore or something going on?